Hey guys, it's Kat D. I'm sorry it's a little late, like during the time of day. I still made it though, it's still Friday, but it's time for Top 5 Friday. And today I was actually given this idea for Top 5 Friday from my good friend Franklyn FM McInnis. If you're not familiar with Franklyn's channel, that's impossible because if you know my channel, you know his channel. So let's just get right into Top 5 Friday. And today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 Disney Funko Pop rides they should make. So before I get into my top 5, you guys all know that are familiar with my channel that I love Disney, and narrowing anything down that's Disney is like literally like something that's super impossible for me, but I did it. I narrowed it down to my top 5, but the only way I was able to do that is having 4 honorable mentions. So before I get into my top 5, counting down from 5 to 1, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my honorable mentions. Now my honorable mentions are in no order. They are just all mentionable. All right, so the first one I want to talk about is Lulabelle and Bongo, and this one didn't make my list because a lot of people don't know what it's from, and it's not really a ride, but they're floating in like these hearts, and I thought super cute. If you guys know Fun and Fancy Free, it's one of those Disney movies that came out at the same time of Three Caballeros, Melody Time, Fun and Fancy Free, Ichabod and Mr. Toad. It's a lot of these movies that have stories within the movie. And one of the short films in Fun and Fancy Free follows a cycling bear named Bongo, and it's adorable, and his love Lulabelle. And this is just a really cute scene where they're floating up in hearts, and I thought it would make a really cute Funko Pop ride. My second honorable mention is Alice riding in the jar down the river of tears when she cries too much and she's riding in her jar. I think it would be funny. Like I would want it to be to where like you couldn't actually take Alice out of the jar. It would be hilarious. Like, does that count as a ride? It didn't make my list because I had to justify that it was a ride and I wanted it to be on my list because Alice in Wonderland is like one of my favorite like movies, and I could have chose some other things like Alice in a Teacup or whatever, but that's not really in the movie, so I don't know. I don't think that should count, but I don't know. It made an honorable mention. Okay, so my third honorable mention is also not on my list, and I'm seeing how I'm justifying them not being on my list, is because we actually just got these two pops in our last Disney Treasures box, and it's Ariel and Eric. But this one, the pop ride would be Ariel and Eric in the boat while the song Kiss the Girl is playing. But yeah, it would be a super cute pop ride. I think a lot of people would like it. Eric is one of the only princes that we've got so far. So I don't feel like it need to make my top 5 because there's so many other characters that should be mentioned. All right, the last honorable mention I want to mention, that's funny. I was actually between 2, but I cut one. Is actually a pop that we haven't got yet, but it's from Beauty and the Beast. Now we've gotten a lot of Beauty and the Beast pops, but we don't have a pop figure of Maurice. Now Maurice in the beginning of the movie is riding a wagon to show his inventions off. So I feel like that would make a really good pop ride. Not only would you introduce Maurice as a character, like, because he did play a pretty big role. I mean, the whole movie revolves around the fact that Belle's trying to save him. Why isn't he a pop figure yet? And I think it would be a really cool pop figure ride. The reason I didn't choose it is because I just like the other ones I chose better. So I said I had 4 honorable mentions, but I really have 5. And I can't believe that this one didn't make my list. It kind of seems like it's a theme. Like it's like my top 10 because I usually have 5 honorable mentions to my top 5. But this one was actually the very first one I thought of. And that's from Meet the Robinsons. And this would be Lewis and Wilbur riding in one of the time machines. What an epic pop would that be? It would be awesome. Like, I love the idea of making an oversized pop that a pop ride that 2 people can fit in. And I just think it would be great. And I love this movie. Like, it's a great movie. Every time I watch it, I like it even more. All right, so those were my honorable mentions. Now we're going to get into the top 5. Sorry about rambling about that. So here we go. Coming in at number 5, This should be no surprise. You had to know that something from this Disney movie was going to be on my list, but that is from Sleeping Beauty, but it's Prince Philip and Samson. Samson is Prince Philip's horse, and I talked about this. Oh, maybe I did not on my channel, but we do have a shortage of princes, and Prince Philip is one of the best Disney princes because one of his outfit, and two because of his wonderful horse. So it's like one of the most charming parts of the movie. His horse actually has quite a personality, and I think it will make a fabulous pop, like ride set. And we need more Sleeping Beauty pops, in my opinion. We're missing a lot. A lot. All right, coming in at number 4. Now, this one is from a movie that's not super popular, but that's Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And I've been talking about this movie a lot, but it's more of the Ichabod story, or the story of the Headless Horseman, that I want to talk about. But how cool would the Headless Horseman pop be? Like, it would be an amazing pop. An amazing pop. And I feel like even people who weren't Disney fans that like the Headless Horseman aspect of it would like buy this pop. I think it would be a wonderful pop. All right, coming in at number 3. Again, another like Disney genre that should not be like a surprise at all if you're on my channel. But this is from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and this would have made it closer to the front, but it would have made it to number 2 or number 1, but number 2 is kind of like a given, and number 1, it's just too stinking cute, and I want it right this second. But number 3 from Nightmare Before Christmas would be Lock, Shock, and Barrel riding in their tub. Now, this was such a great part of the movie because they're singing Kidnap Santa Claus, like during the time that they're packing up this like tub and just going off and singing this song. What a wonderful pop that would be. I would buy it in a millisecond. All right, coming in at number 2. Now, this one would probably be like the very first thing that most people would think about, and that is Cinderella and her carriage. It has to be a pop. I mean, Cinderella is one of the most well-known Disney princesses. Her whole story, her carriage is like huge, not in Disney World and Disneyland, but it's just, I mean, everyone knows the story of Cinderella, and the carriage, the ride aspect of it is such a huge part of the film. Now, I also think that they could do a Disney chase pop ride, and the chase version could be the carriage as a pumpkin. I think they would be amazing. Disney chase pop ride. They need to do it. Come on, Funko, make that pop. All right, if I had a drum, I would drum it, but I don't. But coming in at number 1 is from Inside Out, and it is Bing Bong and Joy riding Rocket. Oh my gosh. The feels when I see this. It makes me sad. It makes me so sad. But oh my gosh, this would be an amazing pop ride. They need to make it right this second. Right this second. So I have some more news, but it's a spoiler. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled for the upcoming Disney Treasures box, please go ahead and end the video now. Please, if you liked this, give it a thumbs up. And comment down below maybe your favorite one that I chose or an idea of your own. It would be awesome. But if you want to be spoiled for the upcoming Disney Treasures box, keep watching. So my friend, obviously Franklyn, said, have you seen what's coming in the upcoming Disney Treasures box? And I was like, no, is it awesome? And then obviously he didn't respond for like 15 minutes. So I went and looked for myself. And oh my gosh, it is probably one of the best Disney pops that they've made, in my opinion, because of how epic it looks. And it actually is a Disney Funko Pop ride. It's crazy amazing. So some of you guys know that I did a video on Franklyn's channel, and I'll link it down below. And I did a video based on some of the Disney pops that I would like to see made. And some of you guys said that you wanted to see some Rescuers Down Under pops, and your wish has like literally been granted, because now we have Bernard and Bianca riding Wilbur, the albatross from the movies, the sequel to The Rescuers Down Under. And it just looks amazing. I'll put a picture, I'll try to put a picture up here of what it looks like. I'm going to have to like screen catch it from somewhere, I think. But it is so awesome looking. And not only that, it's one that you're going to have to display out of the box, in my opinion. Like, this one is definitely going in my curio. I can't wait to unbox it. I can't wait to have it in my collection. It just really upsets me that this box is going to some kind of retail box. It's like already like, okay, I hope it works out. I mean, I like the fact that, you know, maybe I get to, no, I don't like it. I wish it wasn't going into retail. Bleh. Anyway, so I'm Kat D, guys. If you like this top 5, like I said, please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. Bye.